Okay, Health, November 2021 magazine. There's 4 pages marked in this little puppy, so let's cover it. Okay, I really like this part here where the editor in chief, Amy Conway, her note is really good for this season. The giving season. Gratitude shouldn't have a season, but we do have to tend to think about Thanksgiving as it approaches. That's why we created Giving Thanks on page 76, which explains the deep power and value of a simple, heartfelt thank you for both the experience and the receiver in that spirit. Okay. We're going to also move on from that. Okay. I'll just mention this lightly. I won't share everything here. It says turkey leftovers are transformed. They have different ideas that you can do. A barbecue turkey slider, a turkey hash, a turkey Caesar salad, a turkey posole, a turkey farro bowl, and a turkey ramen. So that might be of interest if you want to know how to serve turkey after Turkey Day. So pick up the magazine. Now, I did want to share the feeling good. Giving thanks, expressing your gratitude can have ripple effects for you, your loved ones, and strangers too. This is page 76, 77. Okay, 76 and 77. Okay, you may already have a regular gratitude practice. Mentally savoring sunsets and every other day wonders, or journalizing about the many blessings. But when it comes to communicating your heartfelt appreciation to others, it can feel, well, kind of awkward. What if they get embarrassed or they think that you're sucking up? What if you start gushing and it comes off as insincere? There's a lot of confusion about expressing gratitude, says Emmett Kumar, the PhD and assistant professor of the marketing and psychology at the University of Texas in Austin, who researches what hold us back from being such quote-unquote pro-social acts. Quote, people overestimate how uncomfortable the other person will feel or fear they won't say it the right way, and at the same time they undervalue the positive impact, end quote. That's a shame, says Kumar, because gratitude is a twofer. It has been found to make both the expresser and the receiver happier. Indeed, gratitude may evolve as a, quote, powerful social glue, end quote, says Amy Gordon, PhD, an assistant professor of psychology at the University of Michigan, lab director of schools well-being, health, and interpersonal relationship lab. When we recognize someone else's care and concern for us, we feel grateful, feeling that emotion makes us act differently. We value that the person more and motivated to respond in kind. For our early ancestors, such bonding was crucial for group survival. Today, it may buffer us from negative effects of stress. For yet to be published in 2021, study psychologist at the University of California, the University of North Carolina of Chapel Hill, asked pairs of freshman suitmates to share either something they appreciated about the other person or something neutral. When the two teams were instructed to complete a less high-stress task, the researchers discovered that the freshmen who expressed their mutual appreciation experienced a healthier cardiovascular response to the challenge. They suspect that those students were steadied by a sense of connection and support. And I don't know if I read this or not, but the author of this story is Jennifer King Lindley. Okay, paying attention. Showing our appreciation to our loved ones may be especially beneficial, says Gordon. She points to a study published in 2016 in the Journal of Positive Psychology, which showed the long-term romantic partners who were assigned to express gratitude to one another regularly over the course of a month reported feeling more positive moods, greater receptivity to their relationship, inevitable ups and downs compared with the couples in the control group. Feeling appreciated also led to the relationship building behavior, says Gordon. When your partner acknowledges it's you, it's validating you and want to return to the favor. She explains those exchanges tighten your bond. In the other words, a heartfelt thanks to your SO for vacuuming may go to a long way toward romantic bliss. But how you thank the other person matters. Be specific. Make clear you see how their efforts showed you care and concern for you, says Monica Y. Bartlett, PhD professor and department chair of psychology at Gonzaga University in Spokane, Washington. For instance, you might say to your partner, I noticed you vacuum, so I would come home to a clean house, and I really appreciate it. This advice goes for all your thank yous. Thank you the waiter for his patience with a large party, and your yoga instructor for staying after each class to help with a tricky pose. Or, of course, making a habit of verbalizing gratitude isn't as simple as it sounds. We become, quote unquote, habituated to the people we are closest to, says Gordon. We take their efforts for granted and sometimes even expect them to sacrifice. Quote, for example, my parents paid for my college education, Gordon says. If a stranger did that for me, I'd be floored on my knees with thanks. At that time, I just thought that's what parents do. So how can we amp our appreciation for the things, big and little, our loved ones do for us? Gordon suggests a technique called mental subtraction. Ask yourself, what would I feel like if this person was never in my life? Gordon does mental subtraction regularly. My husband travels monthly for my work, and when he's gone, I'm better able to imagine what my life would be without him, she says. It hits the reset button for my gratitude. And I'm going to read a little bit here about the little acts of gratitude before we read the fresh outlook. Little acts of gratitude. Have a pizza delivered to the firehouse. Write a positive online review of a great book or local eatery. Leave a note of appreciation for a person who cleans your office. Send a gracious email to somebody in an unappreciated profession, like your insurance adjuster. Ideas courtesy of Lizzie Larrock, host of Life Feast podcast and Gratitude Gravy Challenge. Now, a fresh outlook. In an effort to get better at spreading her gratitude, writer Gina Hamistey set a goal to send 365 thank you notes over the course of a year. Among the recipients were her husband, her OBGYN, her favorite author, and the Trader Joe's bagger who ran outside with her forgotten item. She chronicled what she learned from the experience in her book, I Want to Thank You, How a Year of Gratitude Can Bring Joy and Meaning in a Disconnected World. Yes, Hamistey sometimes felt awkward and vulnerable, she says, but composing those notes gave her an opportunity to reflect on what so many people had added to her life. As I wrote, I felt my shoulders relax, my breathing slow, and I felt a sense of calm and peace. The experiment also turned Hamistey into an everyday kindness of strangers. I got in the habit of looking around for the people who were helping me, then spontaneously expressing my gratitude, like the Uber driver who picked up on how I panicked when I was about to be late and made it his mission to find a shortcut, says Hamistey. Once you start looking and you realize they're all around you. The art of a thank you note. In this age of texting, a letter with actual human handwriting can deliver an extra meaningful message, and you don't need a formal reason, says Kristen Gomes, an etiquette expert at Common Courtesy in Atlanta. You can send a I value our friendship note anytime. Here's a few pointers. Visualize the recipient. I take a moment and imagine the person I'm writing to, says Hamistey. Thinking about what I'd say in that conversation can help you find the words you want to put on paper. Keep it real. I didn't outline or do a first draft, I just went for it. Hamistey says if you meander a little cross or something out, it just comes across as authentic. Get specific. Express what you love about the favor or gift, says Annette Y. Harris, founder of the leadership and personal branding firm Show Up. A client painted a picture for me. I let her know I found the perfect spot in my living room where it looks fabulous. Brevity is fine. No need to write a tome. Many Hamistey notes were just 3 or 4 sentences. Don't stress. Kumar has studied the reactions of gratitude letter recipients. They are not thinking you could have phrased it better. They see you as a warm person and think this is really, really nice, knowing that it can be liberating, he says. Stock up on supplies. Keep some stationery and stamps handy so you're ready to write whenever you feel moved to do so. There's a bunch of great articles in this health magazine for November 2021. Be sure to pick it up. The Power of Family, how to keep our bonds strong in mind and body and soul. Get in the act of gratitude, which we just did. Fresh for fall, the colors and cuts for healthy hair. Got 10 minutes, we've got dinner. And of course on the cover is Khloe Kardashian. Be sure to check it out. Thank you for sharing with that. 2 more to go. Don't go nowhere.